So we're messing around,
Wednesday, everyone.
with 3D or 3D printing, painting. This is like the standard SGU rocket that we've been printing.
Unpainted.
Steve painted one, and he's going to paint it even more.
Yeah, I painted it like a bronze color, but I want to do the fins in gold now, so I'm taping it off.
Gold. Everything gold. So Bob, bring out those other ones you got from a friend of yours. These are really nice.
Bob.
Yeah, so these are the phaser and tricorder from Strange New Worlds. Very similar to the original series, but an earlier version. It's funny, like they can't help themselves. This looks more futuristic than the original series, phaser and tricorder.
Right. But definitely,
it's more sleek.
It's within that iconic design, which is like one of the
nice.
best
Even
weapons.
like in up close in person, it looks very good.
It's very good.
I mean, you could tell it's 3D printed, but it's a perfectly cromulent prop.
I mean, I would go farther and say it's one of the best 3D print jobs I've seen.
It's fantastic. Yeah, this is made. Liz and I had a friend Maggie, and they made these, and it's just fantastic. It's just such high quality. Very thin lines. Solid. It's got some good infill, so it's got some decent heft to it. I'm just surprised at how good they are.
Oh, this comes out the bottom. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make good stuff.
Yeah, 3D printing's really starting to come into its own. So we were talking also about like what 3D printed SGU swag should we produce. Like the rockets are our first one. Rocket. And that worked out pretty well. People seem to like them.
Yeah, people definitely like them. They're awesome. They really came out great. So anyway, there's lots of things going on in the world today, Steve.
Yep.
Wait. First of all, I forgot to do the intro because I was trying to fix something at the same time. All right, welcome everybody. Today is, there's music playing somewhere. There it is. Today is Wednesday, October 8th. October, the best month. Because of my birthday. Happy birthday to me. No big deal.
Yes.
Saying, that's my birthday.
Get your mind off the horrible news. Enjoy the season.
Yes. Eat key lime pie, I think.
Are you talking about Oktoberfest, Bob?
Any way that you enjoy the fall, October season, Halloween, of course.
Halloween.
Whatever you love doing, whatever makes it fun for you, just enjoy it and then get back to the heart-wrenching news. Jesus, man.
Actually, okay, so speaking of which, we have some things for Bob today. Bob is called out. Bob is also, there are some people who tagged Bob in some stuff, and there's some other fun illusions that maybe Bob will like.
Oh, there's stuff.
Then we'll talk about the moon. And then as the title of the stream was, Cakespeare is a lie. The Cakespeare is a lie, and then we'll get into that. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Chat and all.
I'm good. We yesterday we spent a very long day in the studio shooting some TikTok videos for the Political Reality podcast, which is coming out very soon. It's scheduled to we tentatively are going to do our first group of episodes 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from yesterday. And we're waiting on like a couple of things. It's like a million details you have to pull in at the end. Finalize this, finalize that, decide this. It's all that stuff happening now. But the 90%er is done. I'm feeling really good about it. I can't wait. Steve and Andrea yesterday, they just did a really good job. Like I just felt like they had their vibe like out of the gate, which is awesome.
They're vibing out.
Somebody just mentioned, if you're done, Jay, somebody just mentioned a sonic screwdriver.
Oh.
Can we make like a SGU hypersonic screwdriver?
I would love that. I love sonic screwdrivers. It's one of my favorite sci-fi
So what does that mean?
props.
Well, we probably need somebody to help 3D modelers model it. I mean, we could take something off the internet and just like whatever, but
let's make it our own.
it'd be better if we have somebody make
love
it.
to design my own.
So what would it entail? What would it have in
Well,
it
who's
that's
like?
important?
Would you start with an existing one? Because every doctor has a different.
I know. I don't like the recent few.
Few.
Yes, I like
Can we get an image on the screen?
David
gonna
Tennant
do that. I'm
and
pulling
Matt
it right
Smith's sonic
Yeah,
screwdrivers
David
are my
Tennant's is
favorite.
pretty cool. Let's see.
So I would start with that.
Ian's
That's
looking
not
it up. And then what
That's
would
a
we do
bear.
to it? Like, Steve, this is all on you, basically.
Is that
What
a
would
bear?
you want to
What the fuck is that? Oh.
change?
I don't know.
Scan by
I'm just
TikTok.
thinking about the
I'll see
snap
it.
for the first time.
Like, maybe it makes like this super high-pitched, like really annoying sound, like when you touch it.
Yeah, okay. That would be fun. Definitely people will want to buy that. Here we go. All right, so here's a list of that. It doesn't really tell me, whose is who.
Can you click the middle one with the?
And I don't like the ones where like they're round or whatever. I like the classic penile
Hello.
sonic
Oh,
screwdrivers.
really? Is that
Watch
right?
yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that the David Tennant's one I think was probably
Which is that?
the-
Which one is that?
That's what?
to the right.
Which
The
one?
one with the three prongs on the top.
Yeah, I think that's David
That's not
Tennant.
too bad.
Either that one or the one
these
just to the
ones,
left of
like
it, yeah,
this
that-
one.
Yeah.
That might be Matt Smith.
Or Matt Smith. Yeah.
What the hell's going on with the last two on the right?
I don't know. It's
That's
a new
a-
doctor?
I mean, they're very close to a zombie finger.
They look like Borg implements.
Funger.
The one with the red thing at the
Oh,
bottom,
we know what we're gonna do.
towards the middle, that looks very Star Trek, the original series, to me.
Think so.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna spray paint this really quick so you can see it by the end of the
All right,
live
so
stream.
Bob and I will talk about
Okay,
Steve.
you know what we should do
Well,
while we're doing this?
Halloween.
Here we go.
Haunt.
We'll talk about Halloween, but we could also do an impromptu Sonic Screwdrivers up to date 2024 tier list maker. Can you see these?
Well, how can we do this without Steve?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's true.
All right, forget it.
And,
He'll be back.
Oh boy.
Good to see those.
Ian, I sent
Go
you
ahead.
an image, the latest image of our pirate ship at
Oh,
some
crap.
point, just a FYI. Somebody was asking about a haunt update, so we should definitely give a haunt,
I will
haunt
do it.
update.
Yeah, go ahead. Haunt them. Haunt that thing.
We opened today's Wednesday, right? So we open in 2 days. So the pirate ship is essentially done, 98% done. It's just just tweaks here and there. I've got to throw about 15,000 pirate coins in my treasure room because all the big elements are in the treasure room are done. So now I got to just throw gold coins everywhere. That room is going to be awesome. The sails are up. We have painted on the sails a skull on all the sails, which is a little unusual, but it looks great. It looks really cool. It looks so good. It's just people are just going to really they're gonna come back just to see the pirate ship again because it's a bit of a walk, but you're through the whole pirate ship in like 5 minutes. There's
Talk in here so everyone can hear you.
so they're going to want to come back. Or I think people are going to try when they're going to the exit of the pirate ship. They're going to hop over the line and go back in because it's going to be so.
So you're
awesome.
gonna have a guy there with like a sword or something.
Hit him with a stick.
Well, I mean, we're going to have all the actors are going to be on the deck on the upper deck, which nobody goes up to, so they can look over the railing and see what's going on. But I bet some people will sneak by. It's just we put so much effort. I never worked. Yeah,
It's coming. Jeez.
I've never worked this much and this long at the haunt because this ship required
Forest of Fear.
so much work.
Yeah, that's really cool, man.
So the lanterns we added last night, and the lanterns were the last
That helps
awesome
a lot.
final touch. It gives just great ambiance. We were worried about battery operated lanterns because, who the hell wants to change batteries all the time? But we could potentially get the entire season 6 nights at the haunt with these batteries. So that's fine. Just change them once a season. If you look at the far right, I have a projection coming through the window of the cabin of the captain's cabin in the back.
Yep.
So that's an animation of two skeletons. I think I don't know what they're doing. Are they sword fighting? So we got the sails up, and the front sail, the front triangular sail, is the name of the haunt, Forest of Fear. It's just the guy in the crow's nest. I'm going to swap him out today and put another skeleton that's holding a little like a monocular telescope spyglass. So so close to being totally done there, but it was so much work. It was ridiculous. I've barely spent any time in the cemetery, which is kind of sad, but.
Pretty cool.
But the pirate ship.
So people can walk inside. That's the cool thing. They walk into
so
the bottom.
So you walk in the right, walk around. There's going to be a big prison cell in there with pirates hanging everywhere, pirate skeletons. And then you continue through the mid of the ship. The mid of the ship, it has no roof. There's no roof over the middle section of the ship. So you look up, and you could see the decks on the right and the left as you're traveling your circuitous path in the middle. And then when that's done, you go into the bow of the ship where all my treasure is. So at some point, I'll upload a video of the whole pirate ship.
So did we talk about other 3D printed SGU swag that people in the chat want to see?
No.
We're going to do an SGU sonic screwdriver.
Yeah, let's do a little impromptu thing. But yeah, go ahead. Talk about the other.
We'll do an SGU version of the next gen communicator badge, right?
Sharon, you should come to Connecticut and see it.
What would it be?
And you and I will have
SGU, or would it be the
we'll
rocket?
go out to dinner
Well, that's
and
the
we'll eat
question.
baked goods.
I mean,
It's got to have the same vibe as like a Star Trek.
I mean, it's
badge.
a rocket kind of badge.
But you could incorporate that, or just like the SGU.
Let's look at it. I mean, it is essentially a rocket kind of thing, right? Like, I mean,
Let me see.
sort of.
Oh, look at that.
Right?
Yeah.
If we put our rocket
Just
there,
put our rocket there instead of that. Yeah,
that's
that
like
could work.
straight up
Yeah, it's a cool idea.
1 for 1. Oh, this is kind of a cool little.
Yeah, that's an
There's a lot of versions of it.
interesting version.
And that
Very-
converts into a shank,
That's-
which is
Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Clearly there's some
you
inspiration.
replace that central thing with the rocket ship with the SGU side facing out.
Now we need it to click on. We need a button that we can light up and then actually talk to somebody. We'll have a little Arduino in your pocket. You could communicate with.
Just put Bluetooth in there and we're good.
Yeah, that's true.
If you want, if you're seriously considering the haunt, quickly, somebody's asking, forestoffear.org, forestoffear.org. All the details.
Fear.org. Let's look at Forest.
Silex like I could drive to Connecticut. He's like, but that would require me to go into the United States.
There it is.
What you see there is a tree that we built literally 15 years ago, and he's still chugging along.
that was such a fun project,
That,
man.
man.
Made the
we
website
had,
then,
we
too.
had Michael Whalen help us paint that bad boy.
Yeah.
Michael
Oh.
Whalen,
Yeah,
the
that was
famous
awesome.
Mr. Whalen.
He loved
Mr.
that
Whalen.
thing.
He
That's
loved,
why I
yeah.
liked
What's
it.
not to love?
All right, super impromptu. Which is the favorite? Hey, get that phone out of here.
Why don't you
Just
mute
kidding.
that, Bob?
No, it's fine.
'Cause, yeah, we are performing
What was I
live
gonna
here.
say? Sonic screwdriver ranking.
I'm gonna
Quick,
say that
go.
to you.
What is this?
I need to see the blown up version.
Oh yeah, it's like
What?
it's not great. What's it not?
Are these all of
funny?
them in the TV show, or is some of these home built?
I think these are all of them in the TV show. Boom. Why is that not going anywhere? Huh. I can't click on it. You bastard. All right, let's just look. Let me see if I can find the actual list. There's a list, although it gives a little bit of a ranking that other people think, but you can determine. Here's the first one. It's a little
Yep.
Yeah,
pencil-y thing,
spell
which I
that?
think is
that first one.
this
up there.
one, maybe. Yeah. What do you think?
It's basic.
Basic.
I see.
F,
C. Give it a C.
Yeah.
Okay, then we got where did that thing go? Every Doctor. There it is.
Ooh.
So fifth Doctor, screwdriver shared the iconic red and silver look of the many. Okay, so that was the same.
My brothers don't realize that we're performing live here, and they
They
should mute their
don't.
phone.
I think I got
Fine.
called by the same person who just called Bob.
Yeah, of course.
You're gonna get called next
Right,
year.
but my
Yeah, but I-
phone won't make any noise. It'll just.
Will I
vibrate.
get called? I don't, they don't have my phone number, do they? Okay, here's the 12th Doctor. What do you think
Usually
about
do
that
have
one?
that.
Is that good or not, Bob? He's busy. Jay,
Let's see what?
the 12th Doctor one.
Can I see it?
This one.
I mean, I need a close up.
I like it.
It
You
looks
like
good,
that?
but
it's this one.
me
It's
see.
the.
I don't really like that. It looks like something that. I mean,
Peter Capaldi.
I don't know. It's okay. I give it a C.
It's a little anime sword thing going on.
Give that a
that's a
C,
C.
please.
I don't know. That's better than the first one in C.
Let me just skip to
The C
whichever
plus.
ones are the best.
The best.
I can't tell what these are. Forget it. We're done with this. Okay. Let's just look through this. Here's the War Doctors one. It's got a little thing on it, a little red dot. That's kind of fun. Right? Little.
Yeah, a little hot end
Little
there.
hot end, hot tip. This one's interesting. 7th and 8th Doctor. Got a little similar vibe going
That's
on.
the one Steve
14th.
likes the best.
That's the one, Steve, you like
Yeah,
this
that one's
Yeah.
probably.
I like that one.
That would-
That's
the
pretty
14th
solid.
Doctor.
I mean, I wouldn't give that an S because I still think a cooler one could be made.
So this is the Matt Smith one.
Yeah,
right?
I like his.
Right?
Yeah, so Matt Smith, I think, he had the 3 prongs that open, and David Tennant had the one where he slides it up and he could look on the inside.
Right.
Those are my 2 favorite.
Oh, wait. Or is this one because this one says the 11th Doctor, and that's Matt Smith.
No. Was
Yeah,
it?
Not that one. That doesn't look like the
Which one was Tennant? Was Tennant 10?
Yeah, let's find Tenet.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that was a nice corpse. What was that corpse?
That's
the Are You My Mummy?
Eccleston.
Are You My Mummy?
Are you
Mummy?
my mummy? Third
That's
Doctor.
River Song. River Song.
River Song, and then the third Doctor. Okay, this list is terrible. Whatever. All right, let's get on to some weird things in the
All right.
internet. Okay, so did you guys see this TikTok floating around? It's a metal band. They have a unique style. Let's see if you guys dig it.
Can't hear it.
I
Is
love
it real?
No, no way.
No.
Yeah,
That's
it-
awesome, man.
It's AI.
it's got to be AI.
Yeah, it's there's a couple other videos on their Instagram and like the cat or TikTok, and the cat he changes size.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to hear the cat without a microphone near it because
Right,
it would be
yeah,
the
Yeah.
volume.
unless he's mic'd.
Now, if he held the microphone up to the cat and he did it,
That would
have
be
been
more
up
convincing.
One level of believability.
Yeah,
But could the cat have a collar mic?
that's true. Could have a lav.
Sure.
A laugh.
Could have a little cat lav. That's just a weird one. All right, let's get to an illusion that somebody tagged us
It's
in.
an
They know we like illusions. So here's a fun one. This is called the coffer illusion. In this image, there are 16 circles. Can you find them?
It's like a perfect circle.
Yep.
I don't
And there's
see-
16 of them.
I don't see any of
So
them.
4 per row.
Yes.
Uh,
It's a 4-4-4.
Nope, I don't see anything.
yeah, I'm not
You
seeing
kind of
the
have to
circles.
let your eyes go.
So it's like the
funny.
magic,
It's a
uh,
little bit of magic eye. I can give you a hint where they are in a second.
Wait,
Are
hold
they
on.
between the squares or inside the squares?
I will give you that hint in a
Oh
second.
my God.
But you could try to try to.
But I don't
focus in
see any
different
curved
areas.
lines. Like, what am I missing
This
here?
is the
The curved
remember that
lines.
the resolution is kind of low, so like the curvature might not be
Are they big circles? Like
perfect.
bigger than?
They're smaller. There's 16 of them in this space.
Okay.
They're all the same size. They're all equidistant from each other. Like it's a grid of 4x4.
They must be inside the
Somebody
squares
can
then.
see them. Okay, that's good. It's also cruel to the cat with that noise. That's fair. Yeah, the metal.
All right. Well,
I'll give you a hint where they are. They're in. Like here's one.
I see it now.
Oh, now
Holy
I see it.
Christ.
Isn't that crazy?
Now I totally
God.
100%
Yep.
see all of them.
You can
Oh
see 'em.
my God.
Isn't that a good illusion?
That's a great
So
illusion.
you can see like the little resolution of the circle is kind of janky. Obviously, it's not a perfect. You know what I mean? There's like notches.
That makes me angry.
But
Because it's like a negative space circle. That's why
Right.
you
Yeah.
didn't see it.
The thing is, I don't know. I mean, how long would you have to stare at that? Like, if they said you can't get out of this prison cell until you
See the
see the
circle.
circles, I don't know.
These circles.
The second you move the mouse, I'm
In
like,
jail
oh my
forever.
God. Okay,
That's great.
That's really good.
Yeah, it's a good one. And it like disappears after you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, and
it's
it is
fun.
a circle made up of straight lines.
For the most part, yeah, exactly.
Right?
It's true. It is. Yeah, I mean, these are all straight. They're just notched in. You know what I mean?
Smart.
Or it's like
Love it.
That's smart,
boop,
man.
boop, boop. Anyway, that's a fun little illusion. Somebody sent us that.
I like
one.
it.
I like it. Here's something for Bob. A
No.
little
Is that a
fungus.
cordyceps?
Yeah, cordyceps.
Oh, yes.
What was
That's
that
good.
thing on the bottom?
Looks like a beetle.
beetle?
some
Probably a
weird
beetle. Yeah, hijacks insects' brain and motor functions, turning them into an actual zombie.
Yeah.
If it is an actual zombie.
That's a zombie. That is 100%
Yeah.
within the rubric
In the realm
of
of
zombie.
zombie.
Yeah, and there's one I saw of an ant that was probably the most dramatic
Yeah.
example in that genre of awesomeness.
Pretty gross.
So what? I mean, this is a plant.
Fungus.
No, it's a fungus.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a fungus
Among us.
that takes over eats away at their body, replaces it with some of its parts, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the key is it takes over their
Controls.
brain and makes them engage in behavior
Like
that
the-
maximizes its spread to other members of
Exactly.
its species.
Yeah. So how is it affecting? Like let's start with this, Steve.
Yeah.
What is an insect brain like? Is it anything like a human brain in any
It's
way?
just it is.
It's a smaller collection of neurons.
It's just a it's a little node of neurons.
So what is it doing? Is it putting little fibers in there, or like
That's what
the
happened to
hell is it
RFK.
doing?
Yeah.
You meant
I mean,
RFK,
actually I
not
don't know at
JFK,
a
but okay.
cellular level what it's doing, but it's modifying the algorithm in the little network of neurons in the little node
Found
to
brain.
change the behavior.
I mean, this is like the movie, The Thing. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
like take over, like that again. Unlikely,
It's happening.
but super creepy. Like
Like
it is
one
happening.
of them, like one of the one species to the and the way it affects the ant species, it makes it climb to the highest point it can get to,
So
Yeah.
a bird eats it.
and then so that a bird eats it and spreads it, and basically saying, "Here I am, come eat me," like make itself
Extra
visible and
crunchy.
high.
Someone said it uses the it uses the nervous system but leaves the brain intact.
Mm.
Someone said, Steve, they asked, can this happen to human brains like The Last of Us?
I mean,
what's the likelihood?
like The Last of Us.
That line will never get tired.
They also had they could all communicate with each other, right? So that's a whole nother layer
Mhm.
to the complexity of that organism.
I mean,
Much
so I think it'd be like the rage virus is a lot easier to understand.
Yeah.
Like it just completely
28 days, right?
activates your rage circuitry in your brain, which overwhelms everything else.
It already exists. It's called Fox News.
Ha ha.
So yeah, I mean, you could just like very simply like just turn up the dial on a couple of networks in the brain, turn down the dial on like executive function or whatever, and sure, you could affect people's behavior. It's like, all right, here's another example. You see it in animals. Rabies, right?
Yeah.
Rabies.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the
It's
classic
bad
Yeah.
stuff, man.
initiator.
So yeah, it's plausible. Again, exactly
Yeah.
how it's depicted in The Last of Us, it's hard to say.
The thing is, those bodies are dead. I mean,
Dead.
there's no blood circulation, right? That
Yeah.
we.
But how is
I
it,
don't
then how is
know.
it making movement then?
That then you can't. Without the blood circulating and giving energy to the muscles, you're not going. You're
I
not
know in
moving.
some concepts, and I haven't read any of the lore for The Last of Us. Just seen the shows, and they don't really make it completely clear.
Yeah.
But in some versions of fungus zombies, they do just take over your brain, and your body is still alive, and you have to eat and everything. In other versions, the fungus basically meat puppets your body. Like your body is dead, and it's just completely replaces any biological functioning components with its own components. So that's more of an undead kind of.
I mean, think of how
Zombie.
extensive that would be to replace enough muscle to make you ambulatory. That's huge. That's a lot
Correction.
of muscle.
The person that said that they use the nervous system was wrong. It said it uses the muscle fibers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it's plausible. Silac said that Siel said that our body temperature is too hot. I believe that was in the TV show as well.
Well, it
but-
had to adapt to us.
yeah, it would have to, of course.
Yeah.
But if it does happen, you can rest assured that there will be a war,
Mm-hmm.
and the fungus people will win. And after all the people are gone, they'll have nothing to do. They'll just sit there. What are they going to do? Like, what do zombies do after the world is taken over? What do they do?
Just wait for the next food to walk by.
Create
Animals. I mean, some genres have the zombies eating the animals.
Yeah, that's like what was that one movie where the vampires win and there's no
Is there more people-
non-vampires
Yeah.
left? What do they
AI.
eat?
Humans. Yeah.
You got to keep the
was that the
herd
was
of
that
humans around.
Daybreak? No.
No, you're talking about the one with...
Where all of society has been turned to a vampire. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had like human farms. They would collect
Yeah.
people in the wild that haven't been turned, and they would just hook them up to those machines, and they would just bleed
I think that's
them.
a different movie.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
that's a good movie.
That has Ethan Hawke
That's
in it, right?
Yes, that's a solid. I gotta
Yeah,
put that.
it was good.
I gotta put that on my Halloween movie list right now.
I mean, how
before
many?
I forget.
Are you watching like Halloween movies like multiples a day at this point, or?
No, but we try to we watch like a full on Halloween movie. A few a week at this point. But I'm watching. But late at night, say Liz goes to bed, and then I'll throw something extra gross on that she wouldn't necessarily like as much as I do. Like probably one of the Day of the Dead.
We saw Weapons. You guys saw Weapons.
No,
Yeah,
I
man.
have not seen it.
Solid.
Jay, you've not seen it?
My screen time is so unbelievably low. Like I don't have the time to sit around and watch TV shows because I've got 2 young kids, and I just don't have the time.
Yeah, I Am Legend or Omega Man.
So
It's
what?
similar.
What are some favorite Halloween every October you watch it movies?
Hocus
The
Pocus.
Nightmare
come
Before
on.
Christmas.
Hocus
Nightmare
Pocus.
Before Christmas. We just saw Hocus Pocus, Cabin in the Woods. Those
Cabin
are like
in the Woods is
those are
is
all
fun.
like must-sees in October. But then Day of the Dead, the Dawn of the Dead remake,
Yep.
Night of the Living Dead remake, better than the original. Sorry, that's how I feel.
I do too. But
Oh,
What's your favorite horror
That's
movie
a
of all
horrible
Favorite
question.
horror
How
movie.
dare you
time? You
ask
have
that
to give me
question?
one movie that
One
is the
movie.
quintessential. I mean, mine is
The Thing.
pretty obvious.
Mine's The Thing.
All right, well, that's
It's a monster
AQ6
movie.
and
The Thing is
AQ6.
definitely top 5. But The Thing is more of a monster movie than a horror movie. I guess it qualifies as a horror movie.
I mean, Nightmare Before Christmas is just such a fantastic Tim Burton movie.
Yeah.
That would be that's a top 5.
That's a
but,
meh. for
Oh
me.
my
But
God,
I mean,
Steve.
the Dawn of the Dead remake is up there. Day of the Dead
Come on.
remake.
You're missing it.
Choke on
You're
'em.
missing
Yeah.
the number one. It's The Shining.
No.
The
The
Shining.
Shining.
No, God,
The
no.
Shining. Yes.
That's fine. You that's not in my wheelhouse
Psychological
like yours.
horror or
It's
whatever.
That doesn't appeal
You
to me as
do realize
much.
that
I
you're
need-
floating on an island with all these Kubrick movies. Like, the guy was a
Not.
brilliant
No,
director.
I'm not.
He was a brilliant director.
Yeah.
He did
hands
the
down.
moon.
But
Nah.
you can't say that The Shining was like the best horror movie of all time.
It is definitely top 5 for me.
That's fine. I mean, personal, sure.
Yeah.
I watched Death Becomes Her yesterday.
Oh, say a
That's-
good movie.
that was cute.
Solid movie.
So here's the question.
Goonies count, and it's great.
Here's a, yeah. Are they zombies? Is the question.
That's a really good question. Yes, I would have to say yes.
So going along with that, you notice how their bodies fall apart over
yeah,
time,
and they're still alive.
but
they're
they're
still
still
animated.
alive.
They're
So
still
they
animated.
are undead, but that they die after taking the potion.
Yeah, they do.
No. They die when they get an accident that kills them.
Kills them, right? So when they take the potion, they're not zombies. Would you agree, or are they
Yes.
zombies? They're
Agree.
just immortal.
So if they
Agree.
didn't accidentally get killed, they would have been like essentially in a
Perfect
healthy
for-
body.
Perfect
Forever.
forever. Perfect forever.
Like, would they fall apart just slower? But they fall apart pretty quickly, right? I guess, like,
No, I mean, once
No, I remember he said take care of your bodies because
Right.
I think I don't know. I think they are zombies. They're just really well preserved zombies at the beginning
Yeah.
because they don't really heal. It's just like they have to take care of their body.
Yeah.
no,
if-
you wait. If they got a cut, you don't think they would
I
heal?
don't know.
Oh, I think so.
They
It's
might-
just a,
It's unclear.
If it's
Certainly, any of the
unclear-
damage that we see them take doesn't get healed.
they're very much like the Thing, I would think. Maybe. Nah. Because is every part of them alive? No, 'cause if you cut off their
But
hand,
not
it's
independent.
It's
It's not
gonna
gonna crawl
move.
away.
Oh, speaking of a crawling hand, I just finished Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Solid
one.
season
Yeah,
two.
the season was
Solid
good.
season
It was
two.
good. I like it.
everybody should watch that. All right, let's move on. This is getting to AQ6. Stay tuned for more AQ6, which we will have a lot.
I would watch like season 2 of things or whatever if it wasn't like 10 years between.
All right, how
Yeah.
about
Oh, here we
Stranger
go.
Things?
Stranger Things is
Solid.
fantastic. Liz and I are watching it again for a second time every
Yeah.
episode. Loving it. So
When-
so
the-
good.
That
When
is
the
a
last season
fantastic
coming
TV
out?
show.
so
When's
good.
the
Better
last?
than so many other. I mean, it's top notch.
Capital.
All right, let's move
That's
on.
a lot of
All right,
fun.
let's move
Yeah.
on. Somebody tagged us in or sent us in this one, which I thought was kind of funny. It's a little tweet that's like, I think about this dude all the time. Testosterone versus IQ. There's this one outlier. Who do you think that guy is? I don't know.
Whoa.
He's got the most testosterone and potentially the highest IQ.
Einstein.
Einstein.
Well,
Oh.
Did they
No.
test his eye?
bench press Einstein?
No, I think that's a smudge on the screen.
Can
Could
you
be a
explain the
smudge.
chart though? I'd
So
still like
it's,
to-
I mean, it's, who knows if this is like even accurate. It's just a tweet, but it's testosterone versus IQ, and it's showing a plot that like as
Testosterone's on the bottom, right?
As
IQ is
testosterone
on the
increases, your
bottom.
IQ decreases,
Yeah,
is what
it
it's
seems to
showing.
suggest, right. That's yes. No, as IQ increases, your testosterone decreases.
Well, either
right?
way.
I guess that's true. Fair.
It's
Yeah. I guess if you go backwards, if your IQ gets lower, your testosterone goes up. Whatever the thing is. Yeah, the linear fit here is showing a plot of all the different, presumably data points that they take. Who knows? And then there's one outlier, at least that we can tell.
I think about this dude all the time.
Yeah, that's like, who is this one dude?
That's Jesus.
That's Jeebus.
That's a
Swole
that, I think
Jeebus.
that's
That tracks.
It's an anomaly. It's a mistake.
it's a bodybuilder that with 3 PhDs, something like that.
It should be.
I
What's
would
the
like to
IQ
see.
translate to? I can't say it.
The IQ goes
140, is
from
that
40 to
140?
160, so that's like a
160?
little below 160, and the 1600. What is it? Total. What does that say? NGD. I don't know what that.
Is there an answer to this question or
No,
no?
it's just some guy.
It's just a funny meme.
It's just
But
a funny meme.
I
that
would-
somebody
I
was
would-
like, what do you think that is? I don't
What
know.
is the normal? What's the typical and expected range of testosterone though within that blob of black? What you know what I
Well,
mean?
right
'Cause
in the center, if I go right to the center where like 100 IQ, it's basically 600 total testosterone, whatever that unit is. Let's say what average testosterone.
And that's in males, I'm assuming.
Yeah, to IQ.
You get a different distribution in females.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean. It's
All right.
Yeah, whatever.
Wait, I mean, how different would the distribution be? Maybe it would just the numbers would change, but the general trend would. Toxic Avenger with Tyrion Lannister on it.
no,
No, I don't. Think,
Toxic Avenger with Tyrion Lannister on it.
no.
No.
no, I don't think.
I
so.
want to see that. I hear it's super gory, so it looks
Toxic Avenger.
Toxic Avenger with what's his name?
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, that
Peter
guy.
Dinklage,
yeah,
yeah.
Tyrion Lannister. He love that guy so much. I can't wait to see
He's
him.
is he a villain or a hero?
He's yes.
He's an anti-hero.
You should call him by his actual name and not
I
his
forget his name, but I forget his name.
Peter
Dinklage.
Dinklage.
Dinklage. I love that guy. He's
Oh, we're back. Okay.
just a great idea of using
weird.
him, a little person as the monster, which is like you wouldn't expect that, but it was a really cool idea. So I want to see that. I don't know if anybody has seen it.
We're back. What was the name of the movie?
Toxic Avenger.
Toxic Avenger.
Is
Why
it
does
a
it sound
Marvel or
familiar?
no?
I don't know.
That sounds
Marvelous.
familiar. That must be another movie.
just
All
came
we're-
out, yeah, just-
we're back now.
just
It
this
said
year.
we had a hard error, whatever that means. Maybe the testosterone got the.
you know what it means. Ian.
All right, hello. Woo, hey. All right, we did the cordyceps. We did that. Oh, SBM. You want to just give a little?
It's Nobel Prize week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about the 3 science Nobel Prizes when we record the show tomorrow. So it'll be out this Saturday. I don't want to give
Friday.
I don't want to give much of a pregame
Okay.
for that. That I wrote about the medicine one, the peripheral immune tolerance, which is cool.
Peripheral immune
But you'll get all the
tolerance.
deets on the show this week.
So yeah, and it comes out early for patrons. So
It comes out a day early for patrons.
So when was that?
No big deal.
What's
Huh?
the elevator description of that peripheral immune response?
So it's basically, go back to the 1990s, we knew of central immune tolerance where, you have to figure out how does the immune system know not to attack your own cells. Right. So one way is that the thymus essentially weeds out any T cells that are targeted towards self. But
Right.
the Nobel Prize goes to 3 scientists who essentially discovered that there is a peripheral immune tolerance system, T regulator
Right.
regulator cells.
What's the ramifications of that?
Well, fast forward 30 years to today, and there's multiple clinical trials involving T regulator cells for treating autoimmune diseases, organ transplant rejection,
Oh, that's cool.
degenerative diseases.
That could be very,
Damn, man.
very helpful.
And there's one specific disease
Damn.
that's a genetic autoimmune disease that led to to confirm this discovery that we're in the middle of CRISPR trials for because it's genetic.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk about that tonight in more detail.
Cool. All righty, let's get on to some of the stuff. Well, so we could talk about the CDC drops universal COVID vaccine recommendations. I don't know if you
Who
want
cares?
Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be the
Don't
slow
trust the
decline.
CDC. at this
CDC
point.
did something batshit crazy that's not supported by evidence or science.
I know, and suggest
Just
separating.
put
the
that
mRNA
news on
shots.
repeat,
Yeah,
and there
it's
you go.
happening forever.
Even more concerning, we can talk about this, I'll just whip this out.
All right, go ahead.
The Supreme Court, they haven't made a decision yet, but they took testimony on the conversion therapy case in
Yes, I know.
Colorado.
Mhm.
And the conservative judges were, by their questioning, that they pretty much foreshadow what their decision's going
Right.
to be, are leaning towards this notion that therapy is speech and therefore covered by free speech.
What?
And therefore,
What?
right, Colorado can't ban licensed
Oh
therapists
my God.
from engaging in conversion therapy because that's just part of their free speech.
It's not
That
free
would
speech.
be
It's a treatment.
disaster.
It's a treatment.
It's free speech, Jay.
So what if you're teaching somebody to make like bombs and you know, IEDs?
That's free speech too.
right?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. But it cuts at the heart of the ability of states to regulate professions, right?
A lot of it involves speech. I
Yes,
hear.
a lot of, sometimes speech is more than speech. Sometimes it is commercial activity. Sometimes it is therapy. Sometimes it is the practice of medicine. And those things can be regulated. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Wow, man.
And it would be
So that's it. It's gonna happen.
disastrous.
That's it.
It sounds like it.
It's going to happen. We're talking like there's even a chance it's not going to happen.
We're not
it's
even.
done.
We're not
Accept
even
it.
through year one yet.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
boy.
Not even
Not
through
even
year
through
one.
How's that free speech for? Yeah, I don't know. All right. Well, that's all right. Sorry, I brought that up. Everybody, let's move on.
This is
to
the
some-
same, by the way, the same Supreme Court that said that states can ban trans health care, but they can't ban conversion therapy.
How does
Is that
work?
consistent?
How does that work?
Yeah.
It's only if somebody else is forcing you to do the therapy.
Right. And
I mean-
conversion therapy, by the way, that's why try to convert
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
who's gay into somebody who's heterosexual.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. It 100% does not work. All it does is increase the risk of suicide. That's it. That's why it's been banned in half the states.
I mean, it's a good thing though that the Supreme Court isn't politicized or anything.
It's always been a political
Yeah.
entity. That no
But
one-
don't get me started.
don't give me. Yeah, let's.
I mean, it's
let's-
gotten so bad. I just want to make one
It
stupid
gets
statement.
so
here.
bad.
I get one stupid statement. It's
All right,
gotten
here we
so
go.
bad, and it's going to be so much worse that I'm saying
Uh-huh.
that I'm perfectly okay with foreigners, people that don't live in the United States, to actually hate the people that live in the United States. at
I
this
don't
point.
know.
Yeah,
That- I
no, I'm fine
disagree.
with it. I'm fine with
I
it
hear-
because we are so fucked up, and we are a part of the fucked up system, and that's it. We're poisoned by the people around us, Steve.
I disagree.
This is, in my opinion, a very dangerous country, and it's going to get
Well, yeah,
a lot
but-
worse.
It is
Yeah.
a dangerous country. That doesn't mean every person in the country is
I
dangerous.
didn't say
for
that.
it.
I said,
But
though,
you're saying that. You are
that
saying
we
that.
are all responsible and should be judged because we are all responsible.
Well,
But what
they
if
can
you
give us
voted
some support.
and fought against what's happening every step of the way?
Yeah,
You're still responsible.
that's great, but the aggregate is
You're-
basically
you're
that.
Still
Sure.
you're still an American. I mean,
I don't know.
we can't
Proud
blame
to
people for
be
their
an
knee-jerk
American.
reaction to us. Like, when they meet us, oh, you're an American? Yeah, goodbye, and walk away.
That's bigotry. I hear where you guys are coming from
Yeah.
emotionally, but it's just not valid.
I mean, how would you treat somebody, that you ran into
That's
in
bigotry.
Germany in the
That's
in the early
bigotry.
40s? You'd
It depends
you'd
on
talk
if they
to
have a
them,
badge on their
depends.
arm. If they have a
suspend
red
your
thing,
judgment.
If they were hiding, Jewish people in their basement
All right.
and risking their lives, then I wouldn't be prejudiced against
Yeah,
them because
they're
they were
pretty
German.
dope.
But if they don't have that detail, then you would whitewash
But there's a
them
whole
with that
continuum
brush.
of details.
Yeah, it's too generalized.
You can't generalize.
Because we have plenty of people out there who like the SGU and support the SGU.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
mean, my
they're-
point. My point is though that this country is getting worse fast.
Right, but you can
And
hate the government, not the
I
people.
know, but the point is that there
lot
are
of
so
people that
many
hate
people
too,
here
though.
that are backing this level of insanity. You
Yeah,
know,
but-
sure, there's good people. I mean, come on, don't take what I said.
No,
and
no,
of
obviously,
course, there's
but-
good people here. What I'm saying though is this country as a whole, the aggregate USA, is bad now. And it's going to get so much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
that's-
dangerous place. Like Silik was like,
think-
he doesn't want to come
Oh.
into the United States. That's no longer hyperbole.
I
He's
know.
right. Don't come to the United States because it's screwed up here. Like
Right.
if you're a foreigner, you could have your life ruined by coming to this
Yeah.
country now.
I think what Jay and I are saying is that it's okay to have a generally horrible opinion about Americans
At this point.
in general. Just not individuals, but in general. Yeah, Americans suck. That's a
How
valid
about America?
statement.
America.
America
I agree.
is complicated.
But
How about that?
Americans,
Yeah, but it doesn't mean in the long haul, Steve.
Right.
America might
Right,
be
Ian.
America might be
Yeah.
a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
But like in the time frame that we live in this branch of reality that we happen to be living in
You
right
guys
now.
are angry, and I get it, but you're
yeah.
basically justifying bigotry, and I will not sign off on that.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's not okay just because you're aiming it towards yourself.
I'm
Plus
Make
we-
the same argument
yeah.
about any other country.
It's pretty
I
bad.
hate Canadians because of what Canada is doing.
No, you can't say that
Well-
because it's internal here. I'm
No,
saying
it doesn't
as
make
the-
it okay. I'm saying it doesn't make it
Okay.
okay.
So,
right.
what would you say to somebody in living not in America when they say, Americans suck?
You could say America sucks. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean that all Americans suck.
No, he
even
didn't
that,
say
it's
all
like they don't
Americans
well
suck. But the general statement, Americans suck. Look what they did.
I would say that
Look
is
what they
a
did.
stereotype.
But-
It's bigotry, and it's not fair.
I mean, if
I'd be
you
okay.
if
I
you-
would be
in
I
every
understand
country.
that
Like,
sentiment.
there's good
I
people in
understand
every
that
country, no
sentiment.
matter
I
how
would hate us.
how screwed up the governments are, and how you could have a theocracy, whatever. All these different situations out in the world, of course. So
So what was the next thing we were going to talk about?
Yeah, we beat this dead horse.
So let's. Bob gets attacked. How about that?
Oh
let's
my
do
God! What did you do,
What
Bob?
did you do? Bob?
Did Bob say
find
Ian? Did Bob say on a live stream that it's okay to hate Americans?
I heard
What
it.
a jerk!
Clip it. All right,
No, it's
now
not
clip
okay.
it. And
I-
show
Somebody
me.
said
you-
the
I
audio
under-
is cutting out, Ian.
Oh, is it really bad?
Everybody
that-
else, let us know.
Yeah, YouTube, let us know if it's. You might have to refresh because we had like a crash for a second, so we'll have to boom, boom, bing, boom, boom. So you go ahead.
I
And
like
just
this one
refresh.
comment. Why did you sting me, Scorpion? Now we both will die. LOL, libtard.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's exactly it.
Wait,
That's the moment that I agree that that's the moment that we are. in.
Wait,
That's
scroll
true.
up. I want to read that one.
I'll pop.
I
it
just
up.
said it.
This
You just-
font
that was
is
it.
too big.
My font is too big. Why did you sting me, Scorpion? Now
Where
we
is
both
it?
die. Lol, libtard. Do you see it on the bottom of the screen?
Yes.
Here, let me bring
No.
it up here. Better?
All right.
That's
sweet.
the classic parable.
Classic.
Yeah,
If
Yeah,
you
the
know.
classic
Love it.
parable.
Okay. Anyway.
All right.
Thank you. But make sure
This
to
fucking
sign up on
guy.
patreon.com Skeptics Guide. That's not really America. It's a separate. We're forming our own country. All right. Yeah. Here we go. This.
She is crazy.
She's got some interesting takes. Let's say at a minimum.
She's just a guru pseudoscientist, just spouting total bullshit and nonsense.
But she hates Bob.
Well, let's just watch.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh my God.
Olivia, I haven't heard the new
No,
album. So
we're
I
not
don't
talking
know.
about Taylor Swift.
I know, but Olivia asked.
I
and I'm
meant
just-
I was gonna bring it up, but
Okay,
then
we'll
I
bring
was
it up
like,
later
there's so
then,
much
okay.
drama. But no, it's like we don't need to talk about it. All right, here
See,
we go.
when you stop coffee, you get a terrible headache. That's because when you have a cup of coffee, it creates a crisis response. And your body has to adapt and adjust to
you're in crisis.
that crisis situation. And that's why a lot of people like coffee. They say, oh, it just gets me going. Oh, that's right, it's created a crisis. Oh, it just makes me feel better. Oh, that's because a crisis has just been created. So if you are a coffee drinker, my suggestion is don't stop or you won't be able to come to class tomorrow. Ease off it very slowly. Ease off it very slowly. In fact, if you're on 3 cups of coffee a day, go for 3 half cups. Then go for 3 1/3 cups. Then go for 3 1/4 cups. And then maybe go for just 2 1/4 cups. And then you can, within a week, often ease yourself out without any pain and suffering. Because believe it or not, that quick hit that people love to get from coffee, it disrupts the neurotransmitters in the brain, which means it's increasing anxiety. It is increasing depression. It increases blood pressure going up, because in a crisis your blood pressure goes up. It also contributes to diabetes because you get an insulin response every time a crisis is created. And because it leaves an acid effect in the body, our minerals are leached out of our bones to negate that.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just witnessed the perfect example of speaking out of your sphincter.
Yeah.
This is
Well, she's just reframing. It's like, or caffeine is a stimulant
Yeah.
and a drug. That's it.
Right.
And
how about decaf coffee? No mention of decaf coffee as an option. I mean,
so just
what the hell?
the quickie is, she's saying the things that she's actually saying is nothing new. She's just reframing it. It's creating a crisis, or it's a fucking stimulant. That's it. And caffeine has pharmacological properties and there's thousands and thousands of studies of caffeine. We know pretty much everything that it does. It is quickly addictive. You do get quickly tolerant to the stimulant effect, and there is a withdrawal effect from it. It can cause withdrawal headaches. It can cause withdrawal fatigue. People often, if you're using caffeine every single day, you get tolerant to the stimulant effect, but then when you wake up in the morning, you're withdrawing from caffeine, so you need the caffeine just to get back up to your baseline.
Yeah.
This is all true, but she's just saying it like a pseudoscientist.
No, but it wasn't just that.
I know. And
because
then
her
her weaning
language,
regimen, by the way, way too fast. And why would you
Yep.
go 3 half a cups? Or why don't you just go down to 2 cups? That's a little bit easier. Or just slowly convert over to decaf.
Yeah.
Which doesn't have zero caffeine, by the way.
No,
but-
I mean, it could have up to 13% of what a real cup of coffee does.
And there's also huge variability in people's reaction. I mean, some people metabolize caffeine fast, which I basically do, because there are certain genes that can help you metabolize
People
it fast.
metabolize drugs differently. Yeah.
Right. So
Your
there's-
mileage may vary, but
They-
this is the
they've even-
basic.
they've even identified. I mean, I remember you suggested to me when I was drinking like 4 or 5 cups of caffeinated coffee a day. Stop, get off the caffeine and see what happens. And for an entire month, I went to pure decaf. No headaches, no anything. I didn't notice
so
any
meaning
effect.
you had no withdrawal from it.
No withdrawal, and that's because I probably am. I have these variations of these genes that metabolize the caffeine very fast. If you metabolize it slowly, then that's the more that happens, the more sensitive you could potentially be, and you would get the
There's
headaches.
also
and all that.
receptor sensitivity. There's lots of other variables.
Yeah, there's
in
lots
there
of
as well.
it's complicated, but it's just weird how that people are like, oh, I need a cup of coffee to stay awake, and it's like I don't even know what that's like because I never felt
Yeah.
jittery or anything
Well,
ever.
that's the way it is for most people.
for most
though.
people, right?
So is
I
that
know.
woman a
I'm
college
special.
professor?
I'm special.
Barbara
I've seen so many
O'Neill.
videos by her.
Oh, me too.
Everyone is more nonsensical
Oh,
than the other one.
she is so
terrible.
out there. It's insane. Because it looked like she was in like a lecture hall and there were students in there because she said when you come to class tomorrow, blah blah blah, right? And it, of course my reaction to that is so some families out there and people have paid enormous amounts of money to put their kids in front of that person to learn about what? What's the class?
So there's either Barbara O'Neill from 1910 who died in 1980, so it might not be her.
Probably not
or
her.
there's the band promoter of cancer cures. Does that sound like the other
Yeah.
one? Yeah, she's an alternative health advocate, Australian alternative health promoter and speaker. Let's see if she has any.
My God, I would love to be in one of her audiences. I would love it.
Wait, is this the same?
She
Barbara
wouldn't,
O'Neill?
because
No,
I
that's
would
a
I would
different
yell.
Barbara.
But oh my God, why do
Yeah, she's a
people?
naturopath
Why do they like it so
nutritionist.
much? Why do they like the wrong so much?
Sells
Steve?
People like to listen to charismatic gurus, and leaders. And to give you a simple story about it, it gives you the illusion of control or knowledge or being on the inside or whatever.
Yeah, forbidden knowledge,
Yeah.
things like that.
It seems like she's in America because
damn it.
we import all the crazies and export all the crazies.
We create a lot too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Olivia, to answer your question, like why do coffee drinkers like it? I mean,
Cup of mud.
coffee has a
Cup of
distinct.
mud.
Uh-oh,
Coffee has a unique and distinct flavor.
That's just a.
And it's-
I mean, it's a hot. For me, it's a hot, sweet drink. What the hell else do you want? I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean-
hot chocolate.
I love coffee. When I drink black coffee, I want to puke. It's like, how does anybody drink black coffee with? I mean, no sugar, basically. To me, I can understand
bitter. I
that.
like bitter things, I
I can
guess.
understand. I can understand
I
that
don't like
reaction to a
coffee at
certain
all.
extent. But throw some milk and some, maybe 2 or 3.
Even with
Splenda.
that, I don't like
It's
it.
fantastic. I don't
Affogatos, though?
understand.
Come on, affogato.
Johnny Rose
ice
said
cream.
it good there. There's a lot of really bad coffee in America, but there is
Right.
good coffee, very good coffee. You have to know how to get it, and you have to be willing to pay for it. But then if you get high-end coffee, now Bob, I can't help this. I love you so much. You know I do. I adore
Yeah.
you. But like the coffee you're drinking is considered swill by most people who know what coffee is.
Luckily, I don't consider it swill.
What,
But
Dunkin'
Jay,
Donuts or what?
I throw like milk and like 3
Yeah,
Splenda.
I know.
So I guess it's masking a lot of the shit that makes
It
you
is,
want to
of course
puke.
it is,
But
but-
to me, it's good enough.
Essentially, I shouldn't say most, but I think many, many, many Americans basically are drinking dessert coffee drinks. They are. They're loaded with sugar, loaded with cream. You know, nothing would it's like deep frying. You could deep fry a turd. You know what I mean? You're going to put enough in there, it's going to taste great.
Jay, I've had your high-end coffee. It's good, but it's not so far good that that's all I want to drink. Sorry, that's how I feel. I guess
okay.
I throw so much sugar in that it doesn't.
I know.
It
Don't
doesn't
buy the
matter.
expensive stuff because
why?
you just don't, you know.
I mean, I do a drip every morning for Liz, and the other benefit of drinking coffee is the coffee beans and ground coffee smells so good,
Oh, yeah,
better
they
than
do.
coffee itself. It smells so good. I love scooping that every night for the
Doesn't
don't like
the
timer.
smell.
Last time I had
I like tea.
I had a
is pretty awesome.
Keurig type cup, right? Steve, I went with Steve to a talk that Steve was giving at a university.
Mm-hmm.
And the only coffee, I mean, we were in a town where like there was no way to get coffee in this town. Go to the university.
Where was this?
Where were we?
In Rome, New York.
Yeah, Rome, New York. I did not see any coffee place, not even like a Dunkin' Donuts. Anyway, we go there. They had a Keurig. I was so dying for coffee. I hadn't had it in 2 days. And it wasn't like the headache thing. It was more of like, I drink it every morning. It's part of my, my body. I anticipate it. I really enjoy having coffee. And
I'm not addicted.
I only allow myself to drink it in the morning because
I can stop whenever I want.
yeah. I could go.
Oh yeah.
I've gone for weeks without drinking coffee.
Ah.
So wait, somebody asked something. It's like, is it actually a diuretic?
A little bit. Caffeine's a mild diuretic,
But
it-
even that changes over time as you get used to it, right?
Yeah.
Even that will
yeah,
change.
like all diuretics.
But it
There's a
doesn't.
little
If
bit
you
of
drink a
tolerance.
cup of coffee, your body isn't getting rid of more water than you're drinking.
Yeah, it's a mild
Yes.
diuretic. It's not gonna you'll take in more water than you pee out
Right.
in a cup of coffee.
So it literally is it's a source of drinking water for all intents and purposes as well.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
like you're not drinking. It's 99.9% water,
Mostly
right?
water.
You know who had good coffee? Noticeably good to me?
Who?
Australia.
Yeah, Australian
Australia.
coffee was
that
very
was some
good.
solid
They had
ass
the
coffee.
the Coney coffee.
That
or
was
something.
good. So I noticed a big difference there. I would love to have that every day.
So anyway, I had this cup of Keurig, and I think I got like a half a tablespoon in my mouth, and I spit it back in the cup, and I'm like, oh my god, like it was really rancid.
It was
to
so
me.
bad.
It was just because when I say bad, I mean there is a super mild coffee flavor to it, but to me it's like mostly just hot water with like super weak coffee mixed in
Yeah.
that tastes,
Yeah.
and there's a little staleness to it, because K-cups could be years old. Like you just don't know. Bottom line is, but Bob, look,
Bottom line, drink tea.
if you're
All right.
enjoying it, if you enjoy it, go for it. It's
That's
not
all
gonna-
that matters.
It's not hurting you.
Here's a little coffee hack. If it's bitter, do a sprinkle of salt in the coffee, wax back that bitterness like you'd be surprised. So give it a try if you're in that scenario. What else was?
Cheese.
That's all I got.
You ever put cheese in coffee?
No.
Ah,
That's
No.
that's I think a Swedish thing.
Cheese?
Somebody in the chat tell me. There's a tradition of putting like I don't know what kind of cheese, but
You
anyway.
could probably say that about most any food. Somebody
There's a
puts X and
tradition.
Y, and
yeah.
So Kyle,
It's a cultural thing.
I can comment on your statement there. He said Keurig tastes like it burns it. Well, the process of the Keurig machine, it's not the machine,
butter,
of course. It's the roasting, right?
Yeah, it was ground how many weeks ago?
But
Or-
Starbucks does this too, like to homogenize the flavor of their beans, like because they're sourcing beans from all over. They're not doing a single source. Like if you buy a cup of coffee from a legit roaster, I would assume that there's a lot of people who do the single origin roast versus like just mixing. So these companies like Keurig and Starbucks that mix from all over the world, in order to get their flavor consistent, they roast the shit out of it. They're like nuking
Yeah.
it. So yeah, Keurig like just absolutely roast the crap out of their beans to
but are the beans good for your heart? That's what I want.
Well-
the more you eat them,
I mean, I had I remember when our dad went
Yeah.
in, he had to get surgery on his intestine,
Coffee.
and
45.
these two doctors came in,
Yeah.
and Dad was lying there, and I said, "How will you know if he's okay? When's his digestion going to start happening again? And all that." And,
You'll know.
and the lady, I'll never forget. She looks at me and she goes, "Farts just tell us everything.
Yeah.
If your
Farting
dad
is very
starts
good.
farting, we're good. I'm checking him
Yeah.
off to go home."
Yeah. I learned that as a medical student.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty interesting.
That's like the
though.
first sign that things are moving again
GI.
after surgery is that you fart.
It's a healthy response, in other words.
Well, I think it's 2 liters or something. Every day we move 2 liters of gas in and out, right?
Yeah.
That's just average, normal. Everyone farts 2 liters per day.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's just your GI system moving.
Yeah.
What happens when you get abdominal surgery is just the manipulation and everything causes the bowels to stop moving. There's just no peristalsis.
Peristalsis, yeah.
So how do we know when peristalsis starts back up again?
Farting.
You start for fart. So
Okay.
that's the sign that that's
So
happening.
there you have it, folks.
Or you
Farts
shit your
are good.
pants. That's another good indicator,
Yeah.
right?
Well, actually passing stool is the next step. That's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
good.
How am I doing, Doc?
Yeah, Melissa, a
Good.
drip and a percolator, they both make very good. You can make very good coffee that way.
And I like a
Time for
French
the
press.
percolator.
Yeah, they're
French press
great.
Coffee.
Yeah,
It's
they're
just,
great.
You know,
If you have a good one, it does it right. You have to know when to.
Now you gotta have that. Yeah, and it
The
is.
extraction.
There are. Yeah, don't leave it there for too long. There are a few things you got to keep in mind.
I was
with
wrong.
the
It was
French press.
Scandinavia, by the way, not
Okay.
Sweden. But they have a Finnish squeaky cheese.
So what did Bob do wrong?
What did Bob do wrong? He
No,
drinks
it's just-
coffee. It was just calling
he-
him out
Bob
for the
drinks too much coffee.
Yeah, it was like because that's the meme, I guess, that Bob is the coffee.
I thought there
drinker.
was something juicy or something
No,
that happened on
no.
Reddit or something. All
Well,
right.
just an
I
innocent
Just
dove.
just coffee shaming Bob.
Yeah,
I
coffee
drink.
drink.
I drink fewer cups a day in the summer.
Yeah.
But now that the winter's coming up, I might. I mean, I'm only having a
Winter is
couple a day
coming.
now.
Yeah.
I mean, I might go up to 3 when it gets. So it's not 3 cups a day. That's
Iced
My number
coffee
2
then.
hot beverage is hot chocolate.
Well, hot chocolate
is
is
wonderful.
Oh, that's good stuff.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
Mexican hot chocolate, a little spice.
You know that chocolate was
boy.
initially marketed as an alternative to coffee,
Yeah, it was a drink.
as a hot drink. That's
Yeah.
how it first came into
Oh,
Western
man.
culture.
You want an amazing hot chocolate?
I do.
Where's the tree in New York City?
Yeah.
Where is it? It's in Manhattan. It's in.
No, it's on.
30 Rock.
Yeah, it's right on the near the ice rink.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so
the NBC.
the Metropolitan.
No, I know
No,
exactly
no.
what he's saying. I can't remember.
Yeah, I know
myself.
what
the
you're
famous
30 Rock.
the famous Christmas tree in Manhattan. Where the
30,
hell is
30 Rockefeller Plaza.
Yeah,
right?
Rockefeller. So underneath
right.
that, there's a weird elevator near there, and you go down, and there's like a caves of stores and stuff. They sell a hot chocolate there. That's probably the best I've ever had. It was like, damn, this is like super
cheese in?
super deluxe hot chocolate. So check it out if you're near
Yeah.
there.
I've never gone to see the tree specifically.
Really?
I've seen it.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's a big tree.
It's
You
good.
know,
Just yeah,
big
it's
tree.
worth it. It's
One time it had an
beautiful.
owl in it, I think.
If you take a close look and you see all the lights and you see the cables going up that tree, what
Yeah.
a decorating job that's got to be. That's nuts.
Somebody asked, "What is the best hot chocolate prepackaged mix?" Well,
Oh, no.
I can't remember the brand,
We need to do it.
but there is a brand that has it's a mix of the hot chocolate, sugar, and a couple of other things, and it's in a glass bottle. I can't remember it. I got to ask my wife, but that is fantastic, like ready-made stuff. But you could the
Cocoa powder?
the cocoa powder and just do it yourself. You know what I mean? It's probably way less expensive than anything.
But there are some high-end. You can get some high-end chocolate milk powder mixes out there.
Yeah. Like
But hot chocolate is
Ghirardelli.
one of those things. It's like sex. Even when it's bad, it's good. You know what I mean? Like the baseline it's still hot chocolate. It's still good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to level up,
You'd have to straight up burn it.
You're
or something
drinking
for-
so much sugar, though. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
I
Of
know.
course,
It's-
it tastes good.
it's yeah. I mean, the first step to do though is to transition from water to milk, right? That's number one. That's the
yeah.
obvious first
Oh,
step. If you
God,
want it
yeah.
to be,
That's not hot
if you want it
chocolate,
to be
it's water.
next level.
And then heavy cream.
Somebody said Nesquik. I'm like, yeah, man. That was like I used to make hot chocolate out
Strawberry.
of that as a kid.
Then
Like,
you do
that
a little
was-
bit of whipped
Jay,
cream
last
in the top. There you go.
last holidays, I think your son
Yahoo.
Dylan stayed over at my house, me and Liz.
Yeah.
And we made him.
They poured cup after cup of hot chocolate down that kid.
Coffee. Were you giving him coffee?
Liz made super deluxe hot chocolate. I mean, fantastic. And I'm actually texting her right now to see what she put in there. But he took a sip, and I think he did not like it. He didn't tell us he didn't like it. He's like, it's too hot right now. I'll drink it later, Uncle Bob. And then he never got back
Funny
to it.
that you say
It's
that,
too
Bob,
sweet? What's-
because you've experienced what I experienced throughout my kids' lives, and that is they request hot chocolate and they want it, and I make it, and
They
I've
sip
made
it,
them all different kinds.
never drink
and
it.
I take a little bit, and it's all just goes down the sink,
I
and it
mean, liquid
blows my
chocolate,
mind.
man. I mean,
so now when they ask for hot chocolate, I laugh. I just go, "What? Okay, yeah," and I don't do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I'm not doing it.
No hot chocolate for you.
Someone said melt a chocolate bar in the microwave and then drink it. Be careful, that could
I don't know
hoit.
about that one.
But I think there might be some real chocolate in a super deluxe hot chocolate.
Oh, of course there
a little
is.
bit. I mean, no, like where you take a bar of chocolate and you actually
Yeah.
put it
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, I'll throw in
But-
morsels and let
Yeah,
them
yeah,
melt.
yeah.
And the thing is, if you do it right, you can let them melt, but they don't fully melt, and there's some of them on the bottom,
Ooh.
so it gives you a little spoon activity. Oh,
Any
I know how to do it.
videos that are not going to be my TikTok videos that we can look
Yes,
at?
we do. We can get to Shakespeare is a Lie.
Yeah, let's do Shakespeare.
Isn't that cakes?
So I said Cakespeare just because the cake is a lie is a popular
Yeah.
name.
Yep.
And
Do you know what that's from? The Cake is a Lie.
Of course I do.
Bob, do you know what
Name
that's
it.
from?
I forget.
Name it and shame it.
The Portal 2.
Portal 2.
That's why I don't know.
Or was it Portal 1?
I think it was Portal 1.
I think it's Portal 1.
I think it
actually.
started in Portal
It
1.
was Portal 1. The Cake is a Lie.
Yeah, then you
Yeah.
go back behind the
2007
wall at
video.
one
Yeah.
point. Yeah, I love it. All right, go ahead, Ian.
All right, so here we go. So this is a little Shakespeare history, potentially. We'll see if it checks out.
There's no paper trail for the man that we supposedly think was Shakespeare. In his 25-year career in London, where he would have been a cross between Tom Cruise, Spielberg, and J.K. Rowling, all rolled into one, writer, director, producer, actor, no one ever saw him. No one ever ran into him in the pub. Oh, he was writing a thing from Macbeth last night. The man never wrote a letter to anyone. There are no manuscripts exist of all his works. 36 plays, 154 sonnets, and 6 epic poems. They don't exist anywhere. And I thought, oh, wow, what a story. But the deeper I got into it, I realized, there's a real deeper mystery here. And I started to be able to understand codes that were hidden in his gravestone, in
There
his
we go.
monument, in the
lost me
sonnets,
there.
in the plays.
Well, he lost me at the
And
beginning.
to say that sounds sort of flip, but you know, if you're a jazz
Dramatic term.
pianist and you're used to improvising, which I am, I'm a classically trained pianist, you're doing pattern
Not a jazz
recognition
pianist.
in real time. It's like coding and decoding at the same time live. So I had an ability there that was, because of my training in jazz. And I found I was reading these codes and going, that pattern's there, and it's there, and it's there, and it's there.
Okay, but wait.
Wait.
Then what? Because, is the follow-up like Shakespeare didn't exist, so like it was a coordinated effort, or what's the thing?
No,
Is it aliens?
his
or-
focus is the codes. It seems like he's just
Yeah.
waiting to get to the codes. But what really?
But Jay's question is a great one, because with
And
the
therefore-
tin hat, level conspiracy theories or these kinds of belief systems, they often never close the loop. They sort of generate a mystery and say, and there you go, right? And
Yeah.
but when they do close the loop, it's batshit crazy time, right? So yeah, because aliens were beaming it down and they're living among us as reptiles or whatever. It's like, what exactly are you saying?
It's like a
sometimes
baby
they're
step.
just
It's like
like,
a
I'm
baby
just
step into the-
asking questions,
Yeah.
the coy one. But let's just back up to the original claim there that there's no evidence that Shakespeare existed.
That's bullshit.
bullshit.
It's utter bullshit.
So there are kernels of truth there. We do not have any original manuscripts, but we do have the first collection of the plays, that are attributed to William Shakespeare. Like the people who put, like after he died, they collected all his
Yes.
plays together and said, yes, William Shakespeare wrote these.
And that's the biggest source right there. His theatrical colleagues mentioned him over and
Over again,
throughout
as the
years
guy who did the
before
writing.
and
Yeah,
after he died. Give me a
Plenty
break.
of references to him, plenty of contemporary references. He was known as a playwright at the time. He ran a theater. He left his money to the theater. You know what I mean? It's all the
Right.
pieces are there. So, but then you have to ask the question of what's the probability that none of his original manuscripts would have survived? Like, well, if you understand the culture at the time, the plays were thought of and were created as one-off entertainment
Oh my
events.
God, one off.
They were not, or short run. You know what I mean? Like it was a
Yeah.
run. It wasn't like we're writing literature for the ages. That's not how they thought about it.
Interesting.
And the
Why?
writing, they were all scripts for the actors, and the actors didn't get full scripts. They were just, because paper and ink was expensive.
Yeah.
So they would just write out the stage, scripts, and they would get broken up and handed to the people, and they didn't preserve them. There just wasn't this culture of like, oh, we have to put this someplace that will preserve it forever.
Yeah.
It was, and these are paper is fragile and ephemeral, and there was lots of disruptions happening at the time. But most,
Yeah.
right? Because we have no letters from him to somebody else doesn't mean he didn't write
Right,
them.
it's not extraordinary.
Do you have any letters that other people wrote you? even, I mean, maybe you save
I saved some, but
some very, precious ones. I don't think I have any.
I've saved almost every birthday card I've ever been given.
I've got a lot of
since
birthday
I was in
cards.
my
I got-
20s.
Even like stuff like from my children's young childhood, that anything that I wanted to keep, I took a picture of. And I have it
yeah,
digitally.
I've done.
Sure.
I've
But
done
I'm not
that
counting on the paper surviving.
Of course.
For
So,
decades,
right.
let alone hundreds of years. So I think anyway, it's what we pretty much would expect from somebody at that time, and there's lots
Right.
of this sort of indirect but pretty convincing evidence that yes, there was a guy named Shakespeare. Yes, he wrote these plays. Also, you could do now, right? You can do word analysis. Like AI can
Right.
take a look and say, was
This
this
is the same
written by
person.
one person? Was it written at this time and place that people said it was written? And it all
Any
lines
anachronisms,
up.
right?
Everything
yeah.
lines up.
Everything lines up.
So,
And
And
look,
there
I am not a professional, literary person.
Yeah.
There's degrees behind it. However, I mean, as an adult who's been, seeing Shakespeare plays my entire life, I was an English major. I read, I think I've read everything, right?
yeah.
They seem like the same exact
the work of
style,
one person,
right?
yeah.
It just really
Yeah.
feels that way.
Yeah.
And don't forget, there is documentation.
Yeah.
Legal, governmental, church. They have documentation.
his birth records, I
Basically,
think.
birth to death, and even his moving to Avalon. That's
Yes.
all. That's documented. Like, come on, this guy. His whole premise is out of whack, which makes me think he did next to no research, and he just like.
Well, he's
jumped-
backfilling. He saw the codes, and so he's latching on to
right, exactly.
this
exactly.
this myth, that there's no evidence that Shakespeare existed. So, yeah, he's just retrofitting
Screw that guy.
All right, we have some more fun videos that we can get to. Let's look at this one. So this is a magnet interrupting your brain.
I totally believe this.
This one, yeah. I mean, so this is a Dr. Jacob Thorstensen.
What's
I
he,
think
what's he a
that's
doctor
it.
of?
So in neuroscience, it's what he says, at least on his page. PhD, making brain body knowledge accessible. So let's see if this seems legit.
Okay.
Oops,
Oh, he's using transcranial magnetic
Watch me
stimulation.
There you
use
go.
a
That's what I
magnet to
expected.
switch
Of course.
off the speaking parts of my brain. So this is me speaking normally. Hi, my name is Jacob. Now watch when I stimulate the speaking parts of my brain, the magnet. Hello, my name is Jacob, and I can't speak very well.
Wow.
But now I can speak fine because the magnet is switched off.
What's it doing to him?
Yeah,
It's,
cool.
I mean, you can use a magnetic field to
Induce
induce,
a current.
basically current, neurons to fire, and you could actually also, you can dial them in. You can focus them in on a certain depth and then frequency and
Could
intensity.
you kill
whatever.
someone?
What's
way?
that?
Could you kill someone by
The
disrupting
powerful
your brain
enough,
function? Yeah, right.
powerful enough magnet, but not the
damn.
therapeutic ones. So that's transcranial magnetic stimulation. That's
Yeah.
it's a known research
Yeah.
tool and
Christian Newbeck,
therapeutic tool.
You see
So
this?
absolutely, it disrupt. It
Oh.
can disrupt.
So one thing struck me, Steve. Now there's two famous areas dealing with language in the brain, right? You got Broca's area, which is I think is here, and Wernicke's area, which is here. He held it up here. I thought I
Thank you,
would think he
Christian.
would. Does it matter? Does he have to hold it like right above, say, Broca's area, or does just the top of the brain good enough?
Well, there's two issues here. One is what are the bone windows that you can go through. So the temporal bone is the thinnest. So often we will go through the temporal
You
bone.
drill into that?
You can.
Well, yeah. So
That's where surgeons would, like, if you just need to drain shit from the brain, like that's where you would drill, for example. Or if we're doing like ultrasound, like looking at the arteries in the brain, we would go through the temporal window. Anyway, so that's part of it is that you have to go to on a part of the skull that's relatively thin. But yeah, you want to be. He was he was on the left side, and
but he was like
he was
like
kind of in
here.
between Broca's area. It was in the
Yeah,
general
I mean,
language
yeah.
area.
Yeah. Okay.
It was good. It was close enough.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
obviously.
Do they just have people like going like this, just see what happens?
To some extent, like in animal research, you could focus on different areas just to see what happens. And you can have the other interesting thing is you can adjust the frequency and intensity to either inhibit or stimulate the network that you're
Yeah, man.
that you're stimulating. Right? You could disrupt it or you could reinforce it. So it's so you could actually both decrease and increce brain function with it.
Christian Hubicki's on it.
Yeah, he's,
Hey,
trying,
Dan,
he's trying to make
Mr.
Ian
Christian.
laugh.
He is making me laugh. It worked. So you're saying we should find Shakespeare, dig him up, reanimate him,
And then-
attach a magnet to his head.
And see what happens.
See what
yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
See if he talks a little better.
He might go, to blade.
Out damn spot.
We gotta get Christian on the stream once. Just pull him
Sure.
up and chat.
Sure.
Make it
of
happen.
course,
All
yeah.
right.
Make it
Christian,
so.
we're gonna be talking with you.
Yeah.
Oh, we won't ask any uncomfortable questions. Don't worry. All right. What else?
All right. So
Should I get is the paint dried yet? Should I go check it out?
Yeah,
Oh
check
yeah,
it
go
out.
check that out.
Yeah, let me check it
We'll get some other things in here.
So
while
real
we're
quick,
doing it. Go ahead.
while I asked Liz what she put in her mega awesome hot chocolate, she said she doesn't remember exactly, but probably semi-sweet chocolate bars, cocoa powder, milk, sugar, vanilla. That's what she put.
You got to put vanilla in.
And that was so good, so good.
So good.
But yeah, it's a sugar bomb, obviously.
course, yeah.
So once for Christmas season, once or twice a year, fine, whatever. Or if you want to do it more, go right ahead.
You ever make homemade lemonade? This is the one that'll
Lemonade.
really show you. You make homemade, like
Yeah.
lemons are freaking bitter, right? Or they're
Sour.
They're sour rather.
Yeah.
You got to put cups of sugar in a. It's unreal how
Yeah.
much sugar goes
Yeah.
in there. Like it's phenomenal.
believe it.
It's like that is like not a healthy drink.
Or
in any
you,
way.
we never did it on the stream, but maybe we should do that miracle fruit.
Yeah, I've done that.
I've done it. It works.
That was fascinating.
So miracle fruit,
Fascinating.
what it does is it disrupts the receptors on your tongue.
For bitterness.
Right, so you chew on it and you swish it around your mouth a little bit. I think you have to leave it in your mouth for like a minute or something. Yeah, so it negates bitterness. So we set up all these fruits and vegetables and try them. I mean, everything tasted different, by the way. It intensified, like if you eat an orange, which isn't tart or bitter, it tastes even more. How do I put it? It just had more of like a creamy angle to it. Lemons tasted amazing. Like without tasting that one chemical in there, like,
Yeah.
oh my God, they were freaking awesome. We tried a bunch of cranberries, like a whole bunch of different things. It's really fun.
All right, let's see what
So what do we
Steve's up
got?
to. He's getting there.
Okay, there we go.
I don't understand.
I mean, I went with copper. It's a little subtle.
I mean, I don't
Can
think
you see?
I can see it, but I don't think people on the screen can see it.
See how
you can
there's
see
a
it now.
copper band here.
Yeah.
And these are copper.
That's right, Copper.
That's right, copper. And these probably left silver.
Steve, I wonder how if
I
that,
like it. I mean, it's a little subtle.
But Steve, I might like that copper better than the bronze you used on the main tube,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we could do like the whole thing in copper, and
Copper.
then do
bands
accents
bands of the darker stuff.
in-
What you yeah.
yeah, we could flip it, or we could do even other colors. We have to see.
So my
And I like it. It gives
Yeah.
it gives
Yeah,
a little
Steve.
bit of
That's an improvement.
complexity, yeah.
That's absolutely an improvement.
in general, my favorite paint job for spacecraft, like the Falcon and even this, like I like
Yeah.
it when there's you dry brush into the ridges to give it some depth, and then
Yes.
you have to have like carbon scoring and stuff like
Yes.
that on it to show that
gotta-
it's being
you gotta-
What
used.
do you mean dry brush into the ridges?
So you take it. You know what dry brushing is,
I
right?
do, but that's for high points. You're talking about hitting a low point with a dry brush?
No, you could dry brush over these and it'll make a cool accent to it, or you could paint directly into these.
Yeah.
And then you want to you don't want it to be black though. You want it to have some depth
Oh yeah,
to
dry
it.
brushing is an awesome final step
Yeah.
to many paint jobs.
All right, so we got a couple other fun ones. Let's see. How about woolly mammoth? That one's fun. Or
Yeah.
do you want to do chemtrails?
Sure.
Chemtrails.
That's
is so
how are we even still
painful.
talking about chemtrails in
I know.
2025?
Or maybe the pain one. There's a bunch of fun little weird ones. Actually, you know what? Let's do this one just because it's a goofy one.
I'm going to tell you that we were put on this planet to be able to eat food in our local environment that's quantized by the sun in that local environment. So if you think you can eat a banana in Vermont right now,
BPM.
take me to the banana tree.
Oh,
You
Mic drop.
Guess what? You guys laugh.
Where's your banana
But I
tree,
actually
Steve?
mentioned this at PaleoFX 5 years ago and actually had one of the psychiatrists argue with me.
oh, a psychiatrist.
And that's part of the reason why the job that I have to do is a tough one. Why? Because my goal when people ask me is to blow medicine up. I'll be honest with you, I'm not interested in the food wars. I'm not. What I am interested in is teaching people about how mitochondria really work.
This guy's incoherent.
What?
So his whole thing is that the sun that is shining on you has a certain quantum frequency or whatever.
Oh, the frequency.
And
yeah.
it's also shining on the food growing in your local area. So you have to eat the food from your local area so that you're in quantum sync.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your mitochondria don't function optimally.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's
all for your
impacts
quantum
mitochondrial
health.
function.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
James, to answer your question, he said, have you ever considered running a D&D, any tabletop actual play podcast? And the answer to that is an extraordinarily large yes.
We did it once on a one of
live
our-
stream.
a 12. Was it a
24 hour, first 24 hours
and
show.
it went extremely well, if I remember.
Yeah,
it
it
did.
did.
Doug-
It was the perfect balance of of action and non-action.
That was because of Doug,
Doug.
who wrote,
Yeah, Doug
wrote
is
and
a-
ran the
yeah.
game. No, but I actually, with Celeste, we actually had we spent a few days trying to see if we wanted to make a podcast and to run a game, and I built the table and all this stuff. It was a big deal. And then we said, chances of this doing anything are almost zero. And it's super time consuming.
Yeah.
Super time.
All right, let's get to a few more. So there's the woolly mammoths.
So if you're going to freeze a woolly mammoth, 6 tons of body mass in 10 hours, what kind of temperature change does that require? Well, so the animal is eating flowering plants. And literally it appears that moments later, he's slammed onto his haunches. His penis was erect within the permafrost, which is a sign that he was rapidly suffocated. So he slammed to his haunches, so he was buried instantly, and then frozen. And that's where he's been for thousands of years until the planet warmed a bit in early 1900s, and this bank of permafrost collapsed, exposed the mammoth's head. It was a whole year later before scientists had gotten there to study.
So what's your guess on that?
Tucker, I have pondered this literally for decades, and I don't have an answer. But I think we might be approaching a possibility of an explanation.
And to be clear, this is the only woolly mammoth found in permafrost.
No, woolly rhinos have been found. Yeah, lots of creatures.
So what's he saying?
Well, I think he's somebody already
He's
said it.
saying
It's
basically
how
that-
could it cool down that quickly?
It happened too fast?
Yeah, that was way too fast. It was almost unnaturally fast or whatever.
Yeah, how do you freeze 10 tons?
But it wouldn't
First
have
off, was that 10 tons? You saw that little baby woolly
Well,
mammoth?
no, they
listen.
found bigger ones.
If you're living in sub-zero climates and then you die, you are dying basically in a freezer. And you freeze as pretty much as fast as you can freeze. You know what I'm saying? So
What's another big, cold, snowy thing that might overtake you in a moment?
Water, like
Where
falling
the
into
Snowy.
Avalanche.
Avalanche.
Yeah.
That's what most people
But
think.
even
It's an
Steve,
avalanche. Even still, it's
But
like
it's the flowering plants, I think, that's throwing him. The idea of sub-zero temperatures with flowering plants, I think, is well, how does that happen?
So, I mean, in certain Arctic climes,
Yeah,
like in the spring, you do have flowering plants coming up when there's still ice on the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love how somebody said this in the chat. They have the possibility of an explanation.
Yes.
It's and you're not even going to talk about it.
No.
And he's like, it's like, dude, I don't know, man. I could smell these people out in 3 seconds just by looking at them.
well, Tucker needs to fill air. He needs to fill with something.
Well, this is true. Like 99% of the TikTok videos that we review is, you need to interact with scientists, right? Science is a conversation. You need to be bouncing your ideas off of other people who actually know what they're talking about. If you're just all on your own, just making shit up, just spinning these narratives, you just drift off into fantasy land. And that's what we see over and over and over again.
Yeah.
These people just have no idea what they're talking about.
And sometimes they use a little bit of science knowledge to try
Oh, yeah.
to counteract something. So, let's
Yeah.
bring this one up.
Yeah, they get the
specifically.
jargon.
They get-
There's maybe a little kernel of something in there, but they have no way to put it into any context.
Yeah. So, this guy. Let's
Like
see what
this
he's-
fucking
this
guy.
dude.
ChatGPT, what happens if you put a balloon in a
Oh,
vacuum?
yeah, I thought I was doing
If
this
you
video.
put-
Oh, are we doing this one? Oh, I thought you were doing the moon.
Oh, okay, whatever. That's fine. Yeah.
Whichever one. I mean,
we could talk about this one. Go ahead.
Okay.
Balloon into a vacuum, the lack of external pressure would cause the air inside the balloon to expand rapidly. Essentially, the balloon would inflate even more until it reaches its elastic limit. If the balloon's material can't handle that stress, it will eventually burst.
Okay, ChatGPT, what happens if you put the Earth in a vacuum?
Sure, if the Earth were placed into a perfect vacuum, the difference in pressure would be huge and the atmosphere would quickly escape into space. That would cause the water to boil away and the planet's surface would become extremely hostile. Basically, Earth couldn't survive in a vacuum without its atmosphere.
Why would ChatGPT give that answer though? I don't think it would. I didn't think it would give that answer because it's
I don't know.
It's wrong, first of all, but it's kind of not that hard. I mean,
So I asked ChatGPT that question, and it gave me a similar answer.
Similar to
Yeah, and because I asked it the same question the way he did, but then I asked follow-up questions, and then you start to realize what it's talking about. I said, well, isn't the Earth already in a vacuum? Isn't space surrounding Earth a vacuum? And like, yes, it is. You're correct. So then what's keeping the atmosphere in? And then it gives you the whole answer. It's like, it's gravity. Hello. And, for example, there you can do the calculation, like if you're an actual scientist who knows how to do this sort of thing. The atmosphere is at a static equilibrium, right? So you have the weight of the air above it at any altitude is exactly balanced by the force of pressure. Well, gravity pushing in, the weight of, but it's not just gravity, it's the weight of the atmosphere on top of you.
Right.
Right? And that's what determines the pressure at your altitude. The reason why the pressure's higher as you go lower is because there's more air above you pushing down. Mm-hmm. Then you have the pressure of the pressure caused by the air itself trying to expand. So you have an upward force of the internal pressure of the air and the downward force of the weight of the atmosphere above that level, and they're at equilibrium.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. And that's why the atmosphere gets thinner and thinner and thinner as you go up in altitude until it basically slowly fades away to zero, to the vacuum of space.
Gravity and pressure is the answer. I mean, that also brings into effect here escape velocity.
Yeah.
These molecules of atmosphere need to have an escape velocity to get away from the gravitational well that's in the Earth. So that's a factor as well. Helium and hydrogen can escape pretty readily. That happens because it's just so light. And also the other little tangent to here, Steve, is that because we have a magnetosphere, that magnetosphere is protecting us from charged solar particles that would eat away at our atmosphere, like what happened to Mars. That's why Mars doesn't have next to no atmosphere, because there was no magnetosphere. So that's kind of in play as well to a certain extent. But the Earth is losing so little of our atmosphere that one source told me today that it could last for many billions of years.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
It's not a problem.
Another way to think about it is that our atmosphere is in an equilibrium of internal forces. We do not need any external force to keep the atmosphere in. Mm-hmm. The balloon is basically an external force keeping the air inside of it.
And there's not much gravity going on inside
There's no
that
gravity.
balloon.
Yeah, so that's a completely different system.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
So one thing that he shows in the video is this thing, the balloon. So why does it when they apply a vacuum to the balloon?
They either playing it in reverse or they did the exact opposite and they increased the pressure.
Yeah,
very good, Jay.
They created a vacuum and then they got rid of the vacuum and that caused it to shrink.
Right, but the way that he's playing it is he's kind of playing it
the
in
timing,
reverse. Because this is the actual video and they're pulling a vacuum now.
Yeah, they're creating a vacuum, so the forces are different.
So this is increasing, and he just literally took it and flipped it, or played just the second half, which is actually, I guess he played the second half, where they're releasing.
Yeah, and he might not know better. And
he probably just doesn't know better.
But the deeper issue here too is that people are increasingly using ChatGPT as an oracle.
Yep.
Just asking it a question. And of course, ChatGPT, all of these models are very flawed. They hallucinate and they have sycophancy problems where they sort of give you an answer that you want to have, or they're just reflecting what's out there. Or I think, like in this case, it got confused by different ways of looking at it. Like, what do you? And when I asked ChatGPT the question, it actually gave me a better answer than here. And that it said it depends on what you mean by vacuum, and it depends on the context that you're talking about. And Right, so I think it's sort of mixing up different things unless you ask it follow-up questions to have it explicitly explain what it's talking about.
So colloquially online, that's called AI psychosis. You think that's going to be something that's even possibly diagnosable, or is that too nebulous of a thing?
Well, I think the term AI psychosis is not just being gullible towards AI in terms of what it says. That's being used to refer to people who are like forming emotional relationships with their large language model, and it's like affecting their ability to deal with reality and to deal with and whatever with themselves and other relationships. So
it's more severe.
Yeah, it's way more severe than just I'm an idiot who's a flat earther who did no follow-up questions, and just accepted the first thing that was spit out by ChatGPT.
There are very legitimate ways to use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Like one thing that I do is like with the SGU research that I'm doing, I'll have it help me find related articles and things like that, of course, because I am the ultimate judgment tool that decides whether or not I'm going to use what it found. I mean, if you're asking it to summarize things and like that, it's always better to get a body of data that you tell it to use as its only source, right? So, and it's not as hard as you think. Like if you want to like talk to it about physics, you can hunt around and try to find, on physics that are on the internet, for example, or whatever, or if you have a PDF that you can have it scan and use as your data source, it's good like that. The problem with it is when you have it go out and get answers to things. Number one, because you don't really know where they're all coming from. I have it in my settings with ChatGPT, to verify every fact that it tells me. With multiple places, it has to be legitimate science. I have a list of qualifications, which I do think filters it pretty well.
Yeah, I think the thing that helps the most is asking follow-up clarification questions. That always is necessary. And you can't just take the first thing that you get, and that's what I mainly use it for. Like right now, I'm experimenting with, I have a lot of bamboo in my yard, and I'm heat treating it and making different stuff out of it. And watching YouTube videos, you could learn how to do anything by watching YouTube videos, but there's always gaps in what they tell you, right? Because they just never give you 100% of the hands-on information, or they're making assumptions about how you're interpreting what they're saying or whatever. So I like to take that and then back it up with a conversation with, say, ChatGPT, where I ask it very specific questions and specific follow-up questions, and then you start to, once you get down to that second, third layer, then you begin to understand things much better.
Yeah.
So it's helpful. It's an interaction.
Yeah, you got it. You can't just ask a question.
And there's holes in what it tells you too,
Of
like
course.
blatant holes. You say, well, yeah, but what about this? Like, oh, good catch.
I
whatever.
get that a lot. It's like, come on, dude.
Hey, Christian, if you're still out there in the chat, I'd love to know, like in your robotics research, if they're using, ChatGPT probably not, right? But are you using like AI to do anything that's actually helping?
In terms of robotics, I'm sure. I would be surprised if they're not.
I would like to hear what he has to say. I mean, if he's gone again, we'd love to get him on the show. I would love to have a robot-themed live stream to just go dig into a bunch of fun things with him. All right, I think Steve, you got your TikToks.
Yeah, let's do some TikToks.
Yes. Tickety talks.
What am I going to say, Steve?
I don't know.
What am I going to say?
Be excellent to each other.
Be excellent to each other. It's very easy. I love, particularly with people that I love, right?
Yeah.
I love making them happy. I love making them smile. I love surprising them with something. It's such an amazing feeling.
And the light, the copper accents, I think.
I do. No, I like it. I think it plays better than the original color.
Absolutely.
It's more shiny.
It definitely leveled up.
I mean, we could get the filament that is that color probably and try to print with it,
But it's also nice,
Anyway.
Ian. Christian says, but they know what they're doing, know what to check. Oh, did you say something?
Know what to check.
My students use LLMs to accelerate coding, but they know what they're doing and know what to check. Okay.
Yeah.
Christian,
Exactly.
are you using it, or do roboticists use it to help progress the work that you're doing? And again, this is like going to be a very brief thing. If you're interested, we'd love to have you on to go and take a deep deep dive on this.
It'd be mostly coding, right? Or would it be like
Yeah, but no, but it would be
design and
less ChatGPT and more like deep learning. And
Oh
things
yeah,
like
it'd be
that.
more like super targeted stuff.
target?
But I was going to say,
Target.
Ian, it's also very nice to do things for people you don't know, particularly like, you go to the supermarket, hold doors for people. Like whenever I go, and I go a lot, I go to UPS a lot.
Put Oreos in somebody's cart.
No, but I always make a note to hold the door for people coming in and out because they have packages in their hands. Stuff like that. It just shows people that there's other good people out there.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to do.
Definitely. Why not paint it the SGU colors? I mean, we
we will.
could do. Yeah, like a metallic blue and yellow and thing and something or other. That might be fun.
I have to find I want both spray paint and the hand paints for the SGU colors because
Thank
like the
you.
letters you definitely got to
Crocheting
do by
or
hand.
Crotcheting.
Would be the best.
Yeah, for sure.
But then like doing the accent band is easy to do with tape and spray paint, and the fins and the exhaust are easy to isolate.
Yeah, and if we have
with
like
tape.
10 of them in a row or 100 of them, we can do it all at once, hopefully batch it. So we could bring them to, we'll probably only be able to bring them to live shows. I don't know if we're going to be able to fly them to Australia, are we?
A couple. We'll bring some.
Yeah, we'll bring enough.
No, we'll definitely bring, it won't be a lot.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of, Ian, is it's possible
Have them printed down there.
if there's someone that lives there that wouldn't mind, running some for us.
Could be.
But anyway,
do.
that's always a possibility.
That's a different thing. All right, so let's get on to some of the TikToks. Thanks for being here, y'all.
Ciao.
Bye, people. Thank you.
See,
Say
watch out.
bye,
If
Jay
Christian
and Bob.
responds, he might be writing a response.
Yeah.
But I'll shoot him an email.
Um,
Thank you, Ian.
Thank
All right,
you.
let me-
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Got some other stuff to do.
I'm going to go cry now.
Okay, have fun crying.
But the
All right, let's play some music while we're waiting here. Here we go. Let's do a little tickety-tock. There we go. Is that different colors? No, it's the same color. There
Do
we
you want
go.
to zip your lip?
We moved some things around, so not everything is set. See you later. Bye-bye. Not everything's the same as we're getting set up for the PR podcast. All right, stand by. Let me get these TikToks up. Not that. Not that. The moon ain't bright enough.
Am I doing the upper camera or the lower camera?
Lower.
Yeah, that one. Am I looking right into it now?
Yep. And then we'll do the neurologist one.
Both my parents.
Jaswell Steve escapes the Nostromo. In Nostromo.
The SGU live stream is such a pleasant waste of time, and it
we like
restores
it.
a bit of my sanity.
We love that for you.
It is your escape to reality.
Yeah.
I think we got it right out of the gate.
Sanity. Yeah.
Out of the gate.
Out the gate. Reality.
Because even then, back in 2005, the world was a shit show.
Yeah. We're trying. I don't know. We picking up any stowaways on the reality train? Maybe. Okay, let's fix that. All right, there we go. We got this.
Yeah, we do
one,
have to
this
make a whole song with lyrics entitled "This Fucking Guy."
This fucking guy. Oh, hold on.
It'd be
TikTok.
heavy metal.
So yeah, with the cat. Hold on. Steve is very see-through on TikTok for some reason. I need to fix that. Why is that doing that? Ah, double chroma keyed. Now he's very green.
After this, I'm going to be talking to a Senate committee
Ooh.
about vaccines.
And that they're good.
I'll let you know how that goes
Yeah,
next
we'll
time.
see.
I'll change my shirt before I get on the video with him.
Yeah. Okay, that's a little better. Still kind of green, but whatever. We got new cameras, so we're trying to dial them in color-wise. They're getting looking very green. I know. I'm trying to it's a new composite, and it's like, it's not quite correct. That's too pink, but now I gotta like desaturate them. I gotta get better color correction stuff. These Blackmagic ones are too clean, I guess. Too flat. All right, here we go. We're gonna do this one, and then we'll get into the next one. Here we go.
Yes, U.S. Senate Committee. No, there won't be. This is like just a private advice kind of meeting.
How indoctrinated do you have to be to see the moon lighten up a small portion of clouds and not realize that that's impossible if it's 2,160 miles wide? Because even though it may appear to be small, it's still 2,160 miles wide, which means that light is linear and would light up 2,160 miles of clouds. Oh, I almost forgot. Fuck you, bitches.
I don't know if this guy is serious. Doesn't matter. You know, people spout all kinds of nonsense on TikTok for whatever their reasons are. This guy needs to learn, like so many people do, especially the entire group of flat earthers. I don't know if he's a flat earther, but this kind of argument is very common within that community. They need to learn about things like perspective, right? The moon, it doesn't just appear smaller. That's its apparent size, right? And that is due to how optics work, how vision works. Like if you're seeing an elephant from 10 feet away, it could look huge, right? If that elephant is then 1,000 feet away, its apparent size, the size that it takes up in your visual field is going to be much smaller, which is determined by the angle of the light as it gets to your eye and passes through your pupil. It's that angular size that determines an object's apparent size. So if the moon is very close up, it'll appear bigger. If it goes twice as far away, it appears half as big because that angular size gets much, much smaller. And that holds true for everything, right? Otherwise, if what he's like, he's saying that the moon should light up the same size of clouds as it is, regardless of how far away it is, then wouldn't the moon appear to be that big as well? It would light up your eye the same way then by that logic. And so would the sun and Jupiter. Jupiter wouldn't appear like a point of light. It would appear like the giant planet that it is, because that light is going parallel from Jupiter to your eye. Why isn't it 1,000 miles across? Right? So his argument does not hold up. It is a complete misunderstanding of perception and apparent size. And no, he has not figured out that every scientist and every person who's ever lived is lying to you about this sort of thing. It's just his own gross misunderstanding of the basics of optics, which is actually pretty easy to understand when you think about it.
Cool.
Bitches.
Such a funny ending. All right, so let's get this. Let me change this. This is a little bit zoomed out.
What were the other ones we're doing?
The other one was this one right here. Neurologist parents.
Yeah.
So let me turn this guy down because he's very, very loud. From what I remember.
I did give you 3. Was the third one the one we talked about?
It might have been the one that we talked about, because I think there was, let me see. The other things that we had were pain. Did we say Earth in a Vacuum? I thought it was like...
It was the vacuum one.
Oh, yeah, it was Earth in a Vacuum. We could do that one, too. Again,
yeah, we could do it.
Just real quick.
That's a good quick one to do.
Yeah, all right, let's do that. All right, let's do this one first, and then we'll do that. Here we go.
Parents are neurologists, and both my parents are neurologists, and they're probably going to hate me for telling you this because it's going to cost them a lot of money. But if you have sciatica, neuropathy, carpal tunnel, or just any kind of nerve issues, and you guys can't afford the B vitamin injections anymore, you guys need to be looking for a B vitamin complex. So if you didn't know, Your nerves are like electrical wires. They have this little sheathing protection around them. That sheathing is made up of B vitamins. So as you get a deficiency, this breaks down, exposing the nerve, giving the tingles, the numbness, the pins and needles, the burning. The B vitamin injections are phenomenal, but they can also get really expensive really quick. Most affordable, effective B vitamin complex I found is actually on the TikTok shop now. It's made by a company called New.
This is a great example of how a little knowledge can be a dangerous thing. You understand bits and pieces of a complex story, and you think you've had the narrative all put together, but you don't quite get it. So I'm an actual neurologist. Not my parents are neurologists, not a secondhand neurologist. And I'm actually board certified in neuromuscular medicine, so specializing in neuropathies like he's talking about. So let me correct what he's saying there. So yes, some neuropathies can be caused by B vitamin deficiencies, which is why we test your B vitamin levels when you come in for any neuropathy, even if we think it's not specifically caused by a B vitamin deficiency, because we want to see just how healthy your nerves are in general. And if your B12 levels are on the low side, it'll make it harder for you to recover from that carpal tunnel syndrome. It's not causing your carpal tunnel syndrome. Carpal tunnel syndrome is by definition a physical problem, usually just wear and tear of the nerve as it goes through the carpal tunnel in your wrist, the median nerve. And that could be caused by inflammation, by repetitive motion, by fluid retention, such as in pregnancy, and things like that. But we would check your vitamin levels just to make sure that that's not hampering your ability to get better or worsening your symptoms, worsening your syndrome. So that's already routine, checking for B vitamins. I always prefer to just check the levels and then to supplement accordingly rather than blindly supplement. Part of the reason for that is because if you have too high B6, for example, that could actually damage your nerves. I've seen B6 toxicity, neurotoxicity, actually being a cause for neuropathy. So just blindly supplementing is not always a good idea. It's better to know where you're starting from, what are your levels and what role might they be playing. Now let's talk about injections for a minute. He's saying that don't take the expensive injections, take the pills. It's like, well, that doesn't work for everybody. In fact, for B12 only, this really only applies to B12, it's hard for the B12 to be absorbed in your stomach. And it actually needs a cofactor. You need to make a cofactor to bind to the B12 and carry it across the membrane to get absorbed into your blood, unlike the other vitamins. And so if you don't have a lot of that cofactor, or for whatever reason, as we get older, we tend to absorb B12 less well. Some people have a low B12 level because they cannot absorb it. You may be able to overcome this with a high-dose oral supplement by taking the pill, or maybe you don't. And if you can't get your level up with the pills, you need the injections. You need to bypass your GI system. You need to bypass the stomach and just inject it directly. And so if you're getting an injection because you can't absorb B12, taking a pill won't help you. It's not the solution. The person who would know all about this is your doctor, right? They would know which B vitamin, if any, you're low in, how much to supplement you, and if it's B12, whether you could get away with an oral supplementation or if you need an injection. Sometimes we try the oral first. If that doesn't work, we can go to the injection, or you could just test people's ability to absorb B12 if that will help determine whether you need the injection or not. So don't do this on your own. Don't just decide for yourself, because you're just taking a crapshoot. It may not be the right answer. It might not be the right vitamin. You might already have too much. The pill might not work if you need an injection. Your neuropathy may have absolutely nothing to do with B vitamins, so you don't want to miss what's really going on if there's something else going on. It could be an inflammatory problem or a mechanical problem, like a compressive problem, for example. Or a degenerative problem, or a genetic problem. There's lots of things that can cause problems with your nerves, or something else metabolic, like maybe you do have diabetes, and sometimes diabetes presents as tingling in your feet. That's how you know you have diabetes. Don't just take the B vitamins. See your doctor, get a diagnosis, find out what's actually going on. And don't think because you have a little bit of secondhand knowledge, you understand all of this complexity and you don't need to see a doctor. You do.
All right, very cool. Okay. And
no, you couldn't snort the B12. B12's got to get absorbed in the stomach with the cofactor, and there's no way around that. Or you got to just bypass it entirely by injecting it. You won't get it through your membranes. That's why it needs the cofactor.
In the membrane. All right. Here we go. We're going to do this one. We'll run through this one real quick.
We did that one, right?
We did
that one.
Yeah, with everybody.
No, this is the one I just did, right?
No, you did the other moon. The moon.
Oh, the moon
guy.
one. You're right.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I know. It's like he's so annoying. You don't want to deal with him again.
This fucking guy. All right, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
ChatGPT, what happens if you put a balloon in a vacuum?
If you put a balloon into a vacuum, the lack of external pressure would cause the air inside the balloon to expand rapidly. Essentially, the balloon would inflate even more until it reaches its elastic limit. If the balloon's material can't handle that stress, it will eventually burst.
Okay, ChatGPT, what happens if you put the Earth in a vacuum?
Sure, if the Earth were placed into a perfect vacuum, the difference in pressure would be huge and the atmosphere would quickly escape into space. That would cause the water to boil away and the planet's surface would become extremely hostile. Basically, Earth couldn't survive in a vacuum without its atmosphere.
Please do not treat ChatGPT or any large language model like an oracle. It is not the end-all, be-all answer to all questions, font of knowledge that just puts forth perfect information. These things are flawed. They hallucinate, they make up stuff, they get things wrong, they like to answer questions in a way that will please you. They're trying to anticipate, in the way that they work, what you want and what you want to hear. And they also, there's a lot of assumptions built into the answers that they spit out. You often have to ask a lot of probing follow-up questions to really get down to what they're actually talking about or why they said what they said. So this kind of just asking a question and taking whatever it spits out as gospel is not how you should be using these large language models. Now, to illustrate how absolutely wrong the implication of that answer is, the physics of a balloon and the physics of the atmosphere around the Earth are very different. There are obviously some relation, but let me explain to you why they're different. When you fill a balloon with air, there's one force basically pushing out, and that's the pressure in the air itself. There is two forces pushing in. There's the elasticity of the balloon, and then there's the pressure of the air around that balloon. So when he puts the balloon in a chamber and then draws out some of that air to create a partial vacuum, the dynamic equilibrium that balloon is in changes. The pressure inside the balloon is the same, at least initially, and the elasticity of the balloon is the same, but now the pressure of the air around it goes down, so the balloon expands. As the balloon expands, the elasticity increases, that force increases, and the pressure decreases because it's taking up more volume until you reach a new equilibrium point. So it expands to the new equilibrium point. So there's this internal and external forces balancing out. If we're talking about the Earth, which is already essentially floating in the vacuum of space, there are no external forces significantly at work here. There's tiny little ones, but we can ignore them for these purposes. The Earth atmosphere is totally under internal forces, two basic internal forces. You still have the pressure of the air pushing out, but you have the force of gravity manifested as the weight of the air above whatever level you're at, pushing down. And those forces are also at equilibrium. Essentially, wherever you are, whatever height you're at, you have the weight of all the air above you pushing down and the pressure of air trying to push up, and it's at equilibrium. That means as you go up through the atmosphere, there's less and less atmosphere above you, less and less weight of air above you. Therefore, the air should get progressively thinner, right? And that's exactly what happens. As soon as you start going up in altitude, the air gets thinner and thinner and thinner until it basically thins out to nothing when you get to 100 miles or so. Again, there's no sharp line, but it just gets asymptotically goes to zero in terms of the the thickness, the pressure of the atmosphere. Exactly what you would expect if we were in a dynamic system, homeostasis of these internal forces, the pressure of the air and gravity pulling the air above you down, causing the weight of the air above you. Just same thing is true in the ocean. Same thing is true between the air and the ocean. We're essentially at the bottom of an ocean of air. That's the same exact thing because the air and the ocean are both fluids. We don't need anything outside of the system to push it in. Gravity does all that work. And it's behaving exactly as if gravity is doing all that work. When you have something outside like a balloon, the pressure is evenly distributed everywhere inside of that balloon. But when you have just the weight of the air holding things in, then you expect this gradient, the pressure to get lighter and lighter and lighter, and then fade out to zero as you get into space. So no mystery here. No, this guy hasn't found a way to prove all scientists are wrong, or if they're lying to you about everything, or whatever other flat earth nonsense he's trying to get to. He's just misusing ChatGPT to produce an answer that supports his pre-existing narrative without really using it, in a legitimate way, like to actually find meaningful information, and without understanding, apparently, any of the science at work here.
Boom, we did it. Earth. Vacuum.
I don't know nothing about no balloons.
I don't know.
But I listened to what the experts had. I talked to a balloon expert, and that's what the balloon expert told me. And so I deferred to that.
I don't have a degree in balloons.
Yes, I talked to a leading balloonologist. And they said that's how it works.
All right. Well, chat, that's been the stream for today. Thanks for joining us. Let's see. What are we going to promote? There's the show coming out Friday if you're a patron.
Yeah.
Bing, bing, bing.
Nobel Prizes.
Nobel
we'll be
Prizes.
talking about that. And we got new AQ6 episodes in the can, and they're coming out. We recorded some political reality podcast TikToks yesterday. They'll be coming out. And then in 2 weeks from yesterday, we'll be recording the first full-length episodes. So those will start to come out as well. Mm-hmm. So it's all happening. All of our new content's hitting.
Coming out now.
Yeah.
All right, chat. That's it for us. If you find any more videos on the internet, make sure to tag us
send
or
them
send
our
it
way.
in through the contact form or anything else. Until the next time. We'll see you next week, I think. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, Ian.
Bye-bye.